Detective Apt came to the Washington Lawyers Committee to seek help with her case, and we decided that it was a case we really wanted to bring because both for her sake and also for the larger sake of pregnancy discrimination issues and pregnancy discrimination in law enforcement.
Detective Apt was a 25-year veteran of the U.S. Park Police. She was in the Criminal Investigations Bureau, and in 2008 she was 42 and became pregnant with her first child. As she was studying for the sergeant's exam, she came across a general order from the Park Police that required disclosure of her pregnancy.
Within a day of disclosing her pregnancy to her supervisors, there were immediate changes in her job responsibilities. She was no longer performing her detective role. She was put into an administrative role and eventually a human resources role where there was really no work for her to do. Her hours shifted from a nighttime shift to a daytime shift where she was earning less money. She was no longer working on weekends, again, so she's earning less money. She lost her home to work police vehicle, and she was embarrassed that she couldn't be a detective because she was pregnant.
Everyone knew why she was being forced to go into this limited duty role, and she made it very known that she didn't want to be, that she wanted to continue to do her job. She was the job, she lived for the job, and that she could be a detective and be pregnant at the same time.
As far as some of the hardships that Detective Apt faced by being placed on light duty, the largest one was humiliation and a feeling of debasement that as a pregnant officer she was being treated differently, that she wasn't allowed to make her own choices.
I think she also wanted to kind of pave the way for other pregnant police officers and enable them to continue to do work that they wanted to keep doing.
Eventually, we settled this case with the Department of the Interior. The department agreed to rescind the policy. This was really important for her and what she'd been fighting for all along. The policy that had forced her to disclose her pregnancy would no longer be in effect, and going forward, the department was required to comply with the Pregnancy Discrimination Act.
I am incredibly proud of the result we got. You know, Detective Apt is an amazing woman. She's a pioneer. You know, she is a pioneer in the U.S. Park Police, and to be able to work with her and help her make things right was really, really vindicating for me.
Detective Apt was thrilled. This was a battle that she was fighting not just for herself, but for future pregnant detectives. I thought the result was incredible. It was a much larger victory than I could have ever have expected money-wise, but also that we were able to get rid of this outdated policy that should never have been in there in the first place was a true victory for civil rights.